Bryant Street Publishing presents Dancing with Fire by Susan Kearney. Read for you by Scarlett Everdeen. To my favorite San Diego couple, Tara and Jared. Thanks for the book cover. Thanks even more for Busy Bee. Love you all a bunch. 1. Damn, the woman had moves. Stunned and awed, Sawyer Scott peered through the sheer curtains into Kaylin Danner's dance studio. Ignoring the hot Florida sunshine baking his neck while he stood on the sidewalk, he watched, riveted by Kaylin's shapely silhouette, a Kaylin he'd never seen before. The conservative, practical, proper ballet teacher he might have imagined in pink toe shoes and a sleek leotard had been replaced by a Kaylin in black, a Kaylin who was innovative, wild, and uninhibited, a side of her that Sawyer barely recognized. Beyond the pink door of the dance studio, this new Kaylin was dancing to the radical music of Goldfrapp. Sawyer would have given up dinners for a week to watch her dance all evening. In fact, Kaylin's erotic and undulating movements had so seduced him that he'd almost forgotten he'd come to her school about business. And forgetting business wasn't like him at all. During the last 10 years, while Sawyer had earned doctorates in chemical engineering and physics at MIT, he'd rarely been distracted from his goal of running a manufacturing plant with Kaylin's father, Dr. Henry Danner. Set on having the satisfaction of being an innovator and entrepreneur, he'd turned down a big offer from a petrochemical company to work with Henry, and they'd made remarkable progress. In fact, they were on the verge of a breakthrough. Sawyer had never regretted his decision, a decision that meant he'd been doing little more than studying, researching, and dreaming about oil. Yet now, seeing his business partner's daughter dance, he had no doubt Kaylin would be invading his future thoughts as easily as she'd distracted him from his present objective. Sawyer had no idea what kind of dance Kaylin was performing, but was fairly certain it wasn't the classical ballet she taught the neighborhood children. No way. These moves were as complex as they were mesmerizing, and so out of character for Kaylin that the surprise had stopped his forward momentum. But he wasn't here to watch a private performance, or to enroll as a student in her class. He was here on business. Sawyer forced his hand to knock on the door, but Kaylin didn't stop dancing. "Probably can't hear over the drumbeat," he muttered, a drumbeat that echoed from his ears to his toes. Taking a deep breath, Sawyer opened the door and stepped from warm and humid into hot and steamy. Kaylin wore a black sports bra and matching yoga pants that sat low on her hips and flared wide at the ankles.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?